Hey, what's up? This is Adam with Capital Chaos TV, and I'm here with Frankie from Emmure. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. We're here in Sacktown and just hanging out. Yeah.
Cool. Good deal. So I hear this is the second day on tour. How's it going for you?
It's going pretty good. Really easy. Last night Santa Cruz was fun. Hopefully tonight's the same thing.
Cool. How long does it usually take you to kind of get your stage legs, or does it take you I mean, can you just roll out and go?
It depends, you know. It depends on what I was doing before tour and what I'm doing during the tour. Like yesterday was the first night, and I had been up for like almost like a full day because I was in Japan on a Tuesday morning and then flew to San Jose that same day. So I lived 2 Tuesdays, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow, yeah.
By the time I got to San Jose, it was Tuesday 10 a.m. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a really long day, but I just powered through and stayed awake and did the show, and then I got some good rest today, and so I mean, it's pretty much that first time that you stand up there that you're just like, okay, and here it is, and then after that first couple like humps of like, okay, and now we're doing it, it just starts to become just more of like a muscle memory, and you get much more comfortable as the days go on. So it's a build up to a moment, and then once the moment's there, you seize it, and then you just do it over and over again every single day. Right. It's pretty much what it's like, Now,
not to sound creepy or anything, but I follow you on Instagram, and I do notice you on hitting in Japan and stuff. Yeah. It seems like kind of a lot. What are you doing over there? Are you just having fun, or?
I mean, I already just love it there, just because that's just my favorite place to spend my time. That's just my kind of place. I can't really say anything more than that. But I'm also seeing someone who lives there, so cool. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 kind of thing. It just so happens,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, I guess you've kind of answered how the tour's going so far. How was the Eternal Enemies tour?
That was a big success for us. We were really happy to finally get the chance to share the stage with the Acacia Strain for an entire tour. And, we got to bring out some awesome bands like Kublai Khan and Siler. And, yeah, it was amazing. Great turnouts, great shows, awesome experience. And it was an amazing way to end 2014. So, really
yeah, definitely. So, Siler, those are fellow New Yorkers, correct?
Yeah. Jay, the singer, is a good friend of mine. Been friend for many years, and I'm happy to see them doing their thing. They're really an excellent band. I would suggest everyone checks them out.
Yeah, I actually heard about them kind of on a fluke. They came through with Beartooth not too long ago, and I checked out their stuff, and I thought, oh man, these dudes are killing it. And then seeing them live was awesome.
Yeah, they put on a great show, man. They're a real hungry band, and they definitely deserve the attention. So I'm stoked for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. So as you go through the tours, 30 days, however many days they go, what are some of your favorite cities or some of the rowdiest cities that you might encounter?
I mean, I love being in like the Pacific Northwest, like Seattle, Portland. I love that. It's just beautiful, and weather's great, and the shows are cool, and so I love being up there. But I mean, everywhere we go is pretty special, We're looking forward to hitting the Midwest and being in Illinois, and then eventually heading to the East Coast. We're going to do like a show on Long Island, which is pretty much like a home show for us. So it just depends on like our mood and just where we're at. But pretty much every day is a positive one for us, and as long as people are there to have a good time, it's all that matters to us. Yeah.
Cool. And then just real quick, how did you like doing, say, like the Aftershock Festival? There were so many different types of bands on that. How was that experience for you?
I mean, I think that's pivotal for music in general, is to bring all these different genres and make it a collective. So it was fun for us. No negative things to say. Just happy to be there and play. Hopefully do it again.
Cool. So the new album is Eternal Enemies. You want to kind of maybe explain the title a little bit?
Yeah, the title kind of embodies pretty much how myself and the band feels going against the grain in the music industry, and just definitely explains like personal relationships I have with certain people, and a lot of our music, especially for me, is an autobiographical experience for our listeners, and they get to really like dive into my personal life and hear my stories and what I experienced. So that the name Eternal Enemies also kind of plays into that entire vibe.
Cool. You know, like Z was saying, I am a big fan of Emmure, and I've kind of followed you guys for a while, and there was a lot of hype coming up to this album as being something totally different, and I think it definitely lived up to that. What was kind of the helped change sort of Emmure? I mean, you're still Emmure, but you know, you went, I don't know, it seemed just harsher, it seemed a little angrier at sometimes. You know, when the writing process for Eternal Enemies was very hands-on for me, and I always hate talking about like past experiences that might not have been too bright for us, but when we were doing Slave to the Game, I had removed myself from the band completely. I was like, you know what, we were just, all of us were not communicating at all, and I just wasn't feeling the vibe. And even when you listen to that record, it feels very distant and doesn't seem there's anything really to like latch onto. And I didn't want to repeat that process. I wanted to get together with the guys and all of us really put our heads into it and make it something really worthwhile. And so that is, I think, what kind of breathed new life into the band and was able to make that record what it is. But also for me, it comes from like my inspirations at the time. I mean, when we were doing that record, I was listening to like a lot of Johnny Cash and G.G. Allen and Anal Cunt, and those were like the three bands that like I was really drawn to during that time, and mostly because I wanted to capture something tenacious and something emotional and put it in the music. And those are the three artists that really inspired me in that way. But as a collective, I think it really comes down to us all being very heavily involved in the record. And then because it's like there's always that saying, there's too many cooks in the kitchen, and sometimes that's true, but we wanted to make sure that everyone put their best foot forward and really got the best material out of it. So I think that's what really made the record what it is. Cool. And so on that record, you have it's funny, I have it and I listened to it in my car. I was listening on the way here, and I looked it up online, and the title track is untitled when you look at it like on Wikipedia or whatever. And then I saw in my car that it's what is it, Bring a Gun to School? So what fueled the fire behind that? I'm just kind of curious, not only for myself, but just maybe, there's other people out there.
Really, that song is like...
Because I'm sure it can kind of get misconstrued.
Yeah, I mean, that song is pretty much like how could I put this? Like a role play kind of thing. I kind of put myself in the shoes of someone who's been pushed too far and decides to take action and, vindicate themselves, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of thing. So, when I think about violence or where that feeling comes from, of feeling like you're just kind of getting picked on and pushed, it's like, reminds me of being like a child, you know what I'm saying, or being a young adult or being an adolescent. So it's a very juvenile feeling, but it's also a very real feeling that I think many people can connect to, where they feel like an outsider or continue being the butt end of every joke and things like that. And so that was kind of my way of firing back at the world for feeling like I had been pushed in a certain direction, or I had been, I guess, picked on, for like a better word. So that's really what it's about. It's about kind of being a person who, again, has been pushed to that limit where you're gonna violate someone. And Bring a Gun to School isn't telling people you should go bring them to school.
Yeah,
and if you think that, and you look at art as a scapegoat to like, justify an act like that, then you're already a sick person and you shouldn't be listening to any kind of music.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it sucks that people like weren't able to separate themselves from the art and just understand that it is what it is, and it's not supposed to be some kind of guideline for life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I understand what that feeling is all about, where like, someone is bullying you and putting you to that place where like the only thing you could even think at that point is to hurt them. And so that's what that song really, again, is about. It's about someone taking revenge and, kind of just like that, yeah.
I think that's a good explanation that everybody can understand at that point,
Yeah, I mean, it's just, whenever I talk about it, I feel so strange talking about it, because it's like,
it's just a song. Like, you know what I mean? It's not anything more than that. You know, I always talk about bands I liked growing up that had way worse song titles.
Right.
That, like, you know, bands like Dying Fetus, like Kill Your Mother, Rip Your Dog. It's like, but I never went and killed my mother, rip my dogs. It's like, I understand that music is an expression, and if I'm not allowed to express myself in my music, then what's the point? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not like too salty about it, but it definitely says a lot about how hypocritical people are. That you know, so it's okay. It's not okay for me to write a song like that, but Grand Theft Auto 4 or whatever could be the best selling game of all time, and that's okay. Like, don't take that off the shelves. You know, don't censor that, but censor me and my music. Like, it's bullshit. So.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And then also, I thought I had read somewhere, and if it's a bad topic, feel free to just pass, but I thought I had read somewhere that there was, at least during the recording, or some of the lyrics for one of the songs that I can't remember offhand, were sort of caused by a beef with either like an online group or a magazine was talking shit or something.
Like, yeah, I wrote a song called Free Publicity, which is kind of like a big middle finger to like metal and hardcore media, like, you know, fucking people with their fucking blogs and fucking websites or whatever, who just kind of always look at us as like you know, whipping post kind of band, you know, or like, especially me as an individual, just trying to always take me down a notch. And like, it's really petty, and it's really shitty that that's all we're seen as to those kinds of people who I see like fucking like suck on these fucking bands' dicks of like that I've never even heard of before. That like, I don't know what these bands are about. I'm not saying they're bad bands, but like, it's just a very elitist thing, and I don't like that about it. And that was kind of my way of firing back at them and pretty much telling my side of the story.
Right, makes sense. So I got a couple fan questions actually. My buddy Josh wanted to know, like, you know, you're on tour, you're going around. What are maybe some guilty pleasure music items that you you know, nobody's going to hear it because it's in my headphones, but I'm going to listen to it anyway, that you might...
I'll tell you what, there's one thing I definitely don't have is a guilty pleasure, because I don't give a fuck what people think about what I like. I listen to everything and anything, so I don't really know how to answer the question beyond that. Like, there's just doesn't matter to me. Like, I don't even hearing the term guilty pleasure doesn't make sense to me, because you should never feel guilt in what you enjoy. Doesn't matter what it is, and especially music. So that's where I'm at with it. I listen to fucking literally everything, whether it's fucking Britney Spears or fucking, you know, like Japanese pop music like Shiny and shit, whatever. I like everything. Like, you know, like, I don't really care about what people think about my tastes, you know.
Well, and I think that definitely radiates through your music too, which is one of the things that draws me towards you as a vocalist, is that you do say what you want and you get it out there, and if that's how you feel, that's what you say. And yeah, that's definitely respectable.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a person, dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out there murdering or like hurting anyone. I am only existing in this world to be whatever I am and express how I feel, and be given the opportunity to comment on it, and for my own sake. You know, no one has to agree with what things I say or things I do, but it doesn't mean that you should stop me from feeling or saying or being able what I do, because I would never do it to anyone. I would never tell someone, you can't say this, you can't do that. Like, I don't live by those kind of moral standards, so that's just my thing.
Okay, cool. So here we are. We find ourselves at basically the beginning of the year. What's next in store for you guys? What do you got planned for 2015?
We're gonna be on tour, continuing to promote the newest record, and we'll be in Europe really soon, and hopefully go to Asia during the summer, and just staying busy and being on the road. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Any chance of an Emmure Sylar in Sacramento show?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know when we're gonna link up with those guys again. They seem to have like a pretty busy year ahead of them as well. So maybe soon. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right, man. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Is there anything you want to say to any of the listeners or the lookers out there? That,
you know, I always want to say thank you to our fans for everything, and without their support, we would not be able to do what we do. And that's pretty much it.
Cool. Excellent. Well, once again, this is Adam with Capital Chaos TV. I'm here with Frankie from Emmure, and that's it.
Later.
Chaos.
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 Capital Chaos.
Capital Chaos TV.
Motherfucker.